And hello, everyone. This is Dawn Doherty. So happy to be with you. Pardon me for a second. Let me just take a little water. And today's session is session 6, Sales Mastery. And this is not going to be your ordinary sales training class, your ordinary marketing class. This is going to go so much deeper and really have you understanding not only how to be bigger in the world and to be a more effective connector. You're going to understand the science behind why most of us struggle with getting our message out. And this transcends dollars and cents. What I'm going to show you today is going to affect you not only in your business life, but also in your personal life. Clients that I've worked with start dating people who are more aligned with what they're all about, creating more adventure in their lives and opportunities that go way beyond the balance sheet. So before I go into the details here, I am going to say hello to my panelists. And let me go right here. And hi, my co-panelists.
Hello.
How are you today?
Good, good.
How excited are we for this session?
Super excited. It's going to be super great.
Yeah, and you've been with me for a while, so you understand when we speak about sales and marketing, it's an elevated definition. It goes beyond, as I said, the spreadsheet. We're speaking about how can I connect in a very powerful way, and that means consistently and frequently. So I am building the bank account, the stock of who I am goes up. Mm-hmm. And I know you are an amazing connector. And how would you categorize, what you are in the world as someone who goes and connects?
I find the people that have a need, and I just seem to know and connect those people together. And before you know it, they're building a business. And it's been very powerful to watch a lot of different people in my network grow in several different ways beyond my imagination.
Yeah, and by giving this gift, you have seen financial success. Mm-hmm. And that's what we're talking about here. And how great does it feel when you're connecting people?
Feels beautiful. It's not work. It's rewarding just watching somebody's business grow just from a connection that I made, essentially.
And that is the definition of sales. That is the definition of marketing. And we're going to go into this in a deeper way. So thank you for sharing. And you can see my screen, right, that I'm sharing? Yep. Perfect. Yep. So I just wanted to make sure we're on board. So we're going to, thank you, Britt, for sharing. And I am going to go right into a beautiful, beautiful piece that I love sharing with clients when I first start working with them. So creating more clients is what we're speaking about today, creating more connections, and commitment is the foundation of what powers us through waking up each day and extending our gift. So I love this particular piece by Goethe, and I hope I'm pronouncing that properly. I'm going to read it to you and really share my thoughts around the power of commitment and how it relates to sales and marketing. Until one is committed, there is hesitancy, the chance to draw back, always ineffectiveness. Concerning all acts of initiative and creation, there is only one elementary truth, the ignorance of which kills countless ideas and splendid plans, that the moment one definitely commits oneself, then providence moves too. All sorts of things occur to help one that would never otherwise have occurred. A whole stream of events issues from the decision, raising in one's favor all manner of unforeseen incidents and meetings and material assistance, which no man could have dreamed would have come his way. And I shared this because what we're talking about today is committing to a practice, and when we do so, the universe meets us halfway. When we push the pause button and realize how overwhelmed shows up for us. And remember, in the past sessions, I said, overwhelm is not having too much to do. It's not understanding what to do. So I'm going to demystify today how this can shift for you. I'm going to take you through 5 exercises. And once you get on the other side of this particular module and video, you will be a master of commitment, a master of connection. And instead of worrying what to do every day, you will go into a practice of building the stock of who you are as someone who's here to change lives and make a few bucks along the way. So one of the things that I like going into before the 5 exercises, so you can really understand the numbers behind all of this, is, where are we? Is sharing some statistics. And here's what I love about numbers. The numbers don't lie. The numbers don't lie. And what I want for you to understand is the following statistics around why most small businesses don't work and what to do about it. And Michael Gerber wrote the E-Myth, and these come directly from years and years of research. So I'm not making these numbers up. Here are the facts, guys. 40% of business people fail in 1 year. So that means if 100 people start in business, 60 of them are standing after 1 year. Then of those who survive, out of the 60 who survive, 80% of that 60 are standing in 5 years. And then of those who survive in the 5 years, another 80% fail. So really what this comes down to when you do the math, somewhere under, something like 2.7% of us who go into business for ourselves are standing after 5 years. So do you want to be in the 3% club, or do you want to be in the 97% club? I want to be in the 3% club. I've graduated to the 3% club. I want for you all to be there with me in the 3% club, okay? So that is something so profound, and I really like for you to take that in. The 3% club, that there is a very large, attrition rate here. I want to make sure, Britt, are you seeing the screen with my percentages on it?
I am, yep.
Perfect. So how is that for you to consider that most of us who strike out on our own wind up being in that 97% club?
Well, it's amazing being a real estate agent going into my 3rd year now. The numbers are staggering when there's probably, 100 people that enter the market every day here in Denver, Colorado. And so the attrition rate is very high.
We see it.
Yeah.
We see the restaurant going out of business down, the street from where we live, right? Mm-hmm. After being open for a few months and putting maybe $1 million into the decor. So I'm really happy that this is meaningful for you, and you could see how this shows up.
Yep.
Perfect.
I want to be in the high percent club, the 3% club.
I want to be in the 3% club.
Yep.
Love it. Great. So I'm going to continue with these stats. And going down the screen here, boop. Okay. So now I'm going to talk to you about how to be in the 3% club and why most people are in the 97% club. So here are more numbers to consider. And this comes from McKinsey. I did not make these numbers up. 48% of sales professionals say they're saying this, so probably a lot more don't do this, but 48% of sales professionals say that they never follow up with a prospect. 48%. Maybe connect with a person one time and they're on to the next shiny object. 25% of sales professionals make a second contact and then they stop. So let's say I'm a real estate professional, I have an open house, I follow up, how did you find the rest of the afternoon? And because they didn't email me back, I say, well, they're probably working with somebody else or they're not interested in working with me, and I don't contact them because, you know, I don't want to bother them, right? 12% of sales professionals make only 3 contacts, and then after the third, they stop. So maybe I'll try one more time. And here's the thing, only 10%, 10 out of the 100 salespeople out there, 10 of you are making more than 3 contacts. So I ask my clients at this point, and we go to many limiting beliefs or things that we were taught that really keep us from making these contacts. We don't want to bother people, right? And this is really a disservice to those who are around us because I'm distracted. If you get to me, I finally will respond. And there are statistics around this. So here's the thing. Here are the statistics around how I respond based on you contacting me. 2% of sales are made on the first contact. So very few connections are made when we just collide with somebody for the first time. 3% of sales are made on the second. 5% of sales are made on the third contact. So not many are happening just contacting 1, 2, or 3 times. Makes sense? That's why we struggle. Here's where things explode. 10% of sales are made on the 4th contact. 80% of all sales happen between the 5th and 12th contact. So what this is saying, that if I regularly reach out to you individually on a monthly basis, if I show you that I care about you, and I do this for 12 months straight, if I do that with 100 people a month, 80% of the 100 people will become ambassadors for my business. When they wake up and they need a real estate agent, when they wake up and they're looking to shift their perspective and they're looking for a business and life coach, they're going to think of me first because I've showed them 12 times in a row how I care about them. And it's not a connection where I fire hose them in an email. This is me connecting to you in a powerful way. And that's what you're going to learn today. So I just want to check in with my co-host here to make sure that I've been very, very clear in describing what I just presented to you. So Britt, what do you think of those numbers?
I know it works. I've seen these numbers before, probably about 5 years ago. And I started paying attention to businesses that I liked that I would go and frequent. And maybe I'm put on their email list. And a lot of times they never email me and just ask how my experience was. And if they would, it would make me want to go back and experience it again. Like the salt caves, for example.
I was just thinking that, right? We just had this amazing experience together in the salt cave. Wouldn't it have been wonderful if we got something from them right away?
Yeah, we both gave them our emails, and I was thinking, oh my gosh, they should at least email us and say, here, for your next visit, 10% off, or bring a friend, buy one, get one free.
Right.
And
they missed out.
Yeah, yeah.
They missed out. And why do we miss out? Because we want to be polite, because we were taught that, you know, people don't want to be bothered for whatever reason. And this is a low-hanging fruit because they're probably out there spending money in some kind of local newspaper when they could have had some business at a lower cost of goods, right? At a lower cost.
Yeah,
I
want to hear from them.
Yes, we had such a great experience. Yeah. So I hear you. I hear you. So this is going to change your life, guys. Thank you for checking in with me. And what I'm going to do right now is, let's see, go to my note my little pad here, and there's my little pad. So this is session 6. Now that we did the intro, now that we understand that only 10% of us make the amount of contacts that actually make a difference. 80% of all sales happen when we consistently and frequently show somebody that we care about them as an individual, as opposed to blasting them with newsletters. Yes, there is a place for newsletters, yet there is a supplemental way of going about our business. And that's what I'm going to speak to you about right now, which is activating your relationships with the people who know you, the people who love you. So that's number 1. I'm going to get into activating your VIPs, just so you understand what I'm going to take you through today. Number 2 is I'm going to show you, once you do break the ice with those VIPs, and I'll tell you how to do that, how you can, on a month-by-month basis, show them that you care about them. So 80% of them will be ambassadors for your business, okay? That's the second thing that I'm going to show you. The third thing that I'm going to show you today is a process that I call Go First. And you will start talking to people in elevators, overhearing people online in Starbucks, adding to the conversation, and extending your gift. And instead of you having this perspective that I'm going to bother people, you'll now go into the world enhancing their day through your gifts, through participating. Because here's the thing, everybody who is presented in our field of experience is a gift for us to take our lives to the next level. That's the only reason why they live and breathe. I tell you this is universal principle. And when you get that, your life and your livelihood begins to explode and the opportunities come your way. So the fourth thing that I'm going to speak to you about, and this is a big one, it's how to curate testimonials. Not only am I going to tell you how to go about the communication, I'm also going to tell you the best time to ask for a testimonial and the outline to step 1 through, so you can get a very, very powerful piece that will add to the value of who you are in all of your marketing that you do and on your online presence. And then the 5th piece that we're going to go into is what I call your forward motion plan. So your forward motion plan is, what is that call to action you share on a regular basis? And what is it that you schedule monthly so you can fan the fires of deepening your VIP relationships and also taking your Go First relationships, the people who you're meeting, and potentially have them move into a VIP relationship. So let's get right into the VIPs. So a VIP is someone who knows you and loves you. A VIP is someone, if you called them, it wouldn't be weird if you asked them for a cup of coffee to get together. And one of the worksheets that accompanies this particular module is a form, if you could see it right here, when you get the link that will have this recording to it and all of the intros to the lessons, you will see the download for this profile sheet. And what I have my clients do is the following. I have them take out their cell phone and just start writing a list of people on your cell phone list. If you are one of my clients, you've probably looked at this app that is called Contactually. And if you want to go and actually experience it, go to contactually.com/invite/Dawn D. I think it's invite, it may be invites, but you check both of those. Contactually.com/invites/Dawn D. And this is an app that allows you to aggregate all of your connections across your Gmail, across your LinkedIn. And my clients do this because then they can see who they've recently emailed. It all just shows up here, who they've recently communicated with. And those names can be added to your VIP list. It can be past clients, VIPs can be affiliates. So if I'm a real estate agent, perhaps one of my VIPs is a mortgage broker that I use, or perhaps a stager, or somebody in the design business. So you have a list of VIPs, and ideally you're going to have 90 to 100 of these. And the reason why that's an amazing number, it's not so overwhelming. If I work 21 days a month or 20 days a month, that means if I have, if I contact 5 of these people and they're 20 days out of the month, I will get to all 100 of them. So can you see, now it's not daunting. If I say every day that I work and I'm committed to showing 5 people on my VIP list that I care about them, then your system is in motion. 80% of those people, after you've done this for 12 months or so, remember, 80% of sales are made between the 5th and 12th contact. 80% of those people will be your ambassadors. So you filled out the sheet, you do what I call stalking them. And the legal way to stalk is through Google, through Facebook. You go and you take a look and you see, okay, what was the last post that Dorothy had on Facebook? Oh, I see that she just came back from Paris. Oh, I Googled Brit and I see that she contributes to this particular charity. So you fill out this sheet with their interests, charities, what is of note. Perhaps you go back to the notes from your past communications. And as you can see, I have this notebook that I am constantly writing on when I am with clients, and every single client in this particular notebook, there's a file for each client. So I can go back to every conversation I've had, and I can note, what my client is sharing with me, what their name of their children are. This is called an iPad Pro that I use, and it is an app called Penultimate, which is connected to Evernote. So everything is recorded. So when I speak to you, it's as if, wow, Dawn really listens to me. And remember in the past session, in the personal branding session, I said, long after somebody forgets what you've spoken to them about, they're going to remember how you made them feel. And when we use somebody's name, when we pepper our conversation with their name, when we speak back to them what it is that they speak out to the world, they feel good. And when they feel good, we're going to be top of mind when they meet, maybe they meet a single guy and they remember that I asked them to introduce me to somebody in their network. They're going to think of me and connect me to that person. So this is so powerful. So many of you say to me, okay, now that I have my VIP list, how do I break the ice? And there is a worksheet for this that I've created for you that's called the re-engagement tool. And let me just take you through what that re-engagement tool looks like, because it's going to be really weird out of the blue to start introducing people to people over email if you haven't spoken to them recently. So this is what I recommend to my clients, and it's the re-engagement tool. It's the icebreaker. So number 1, you're going to share with them what you've acknowledged about them. And we stalked them. Remember, we went on Google, we went on LinkedIn, perhaps Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. We're seeing what they're putting out to the world. We're looking at our notes the last time that we spoke to them. Perhaps we go into our Outlook or Gmail and look at our past emails, and we acknowledge them and we say, hey, Britt, this is Dawn. I'm calling you. Say hello. How are you? I saw you just completed this amazing race, and I just want to acknowledge you for that. I really am looking to get into a fitness program, and you inspire me. And, I'm calling you to tell you that you're one of the people that I want to stay in close touch with. And this is why. And you share, values that you acknowledge about that person. Of course, I'm speaking, this other person's going to speak back. They're going to feel great because you're flattering them in a very authentic way. And then you're going to go forward and say, I am making a conscious effort to do to do, follow up with people, host events, and bring people together who share my values. And I'd love for you to be one of those people. And I just want to make sure I have your contact information correct. And it's just so great to speak with you. And, what's going on with you? Now that I told you what I'd love to help, you help me with, how can I help you? What's one of the biggest, things you have on your list that you're looking to address? And the conversation goes like that. And certainly I gave you an outline. You're going to do this. So I'm going to acknowledge somebody, right? I'm going to tell them about my new effort, right? I'm going to ask them for their information, make sure I have their correct address. You can even ask them for their birthday if it's somebody close to you, and say, I am doing a special program for, people who are close to me, and I'd love to get your birthday. Gosh, I go to, a place to get my coffee, and they're asking me for my birthday. So don't be shy about this. And then the fourth piece is, how can I help you? And believe me, they won't be shy. So that's number one. And I'm going to check in with my co-host here. So tell me, what do you think about this process?
Well, it's super funny because I was calling on my VIPs today, and I used every single one of those efforts. I called one of my friends who just did the Leadville 100 foot race. I called his wife and just asked her how she did, and I hadn't talked to her in a really long time. And so we're going to get together next week and have lunch, and we started talking about real estate, blah, blah, blah. And then in the class that I was also in today, one of my biggest things that I tell people, when you get off a phone call with someone, the last thing you leave them with is, how can I help you? And it just brings back in, it goes back to Maya Angelou's quote. You will, I can't remember what the quote is right off the top of my head, but
yeah, long after I forget what we talked about, I'm going to remember how I felt when I hung up the phone. Right?
Exactly. And it works every single time. So I have 4 appointments from 6 phone calls this morning, next week.
Amazing.
Yep. Works.
Amazing. Yeah, this works, guys. And it's so simple, and it's better than cold calling. I'm telling you, when you get this working for yourself, you will never have to make another cold call ever again. Ever again. It is so powerful. Okay, so let's move on. We're going to number 2 here, and that is, okay, now that I've completed the icebreaker, I've called every single one of my VIPs, how do I get to the second contact, the third contact, the fourth contact? Remember, it takes 5 to 12 times of staying in front of somebody in a powerful way, acknowledging them individually, for them to deem us their go-to fill in the blank, for me to be top of mind. You'll be invited to more parties. You will be asked to, participate in so many outstanding events by staying top of mind with people. So this goes beyond sales. So number 2 is the following. How do I go from contact number 2 to 12 and then start that all over next year? So this comes from Book Yourself Solid. It's a system that I'm an elite certified coach within. The book was written by Michael Port, and I love how he describes what we do on a month-to-month basis. And he calls the 3 intangibles. The 3 intangibles, that's the biggest gift we can extend each month. And that is who we know, what we know, and how we feel. Who we know, what we know, and how we feel. And if you use contextually, remember I talked to you about contactually.com/invite/Dawn D. There's a whole system. It allows you to really manage this in a very, very powerful way. So who we know. So this is how this works. And I'm going to tell you how to actually refer people and introduce people the right way. When somebody says, I would love for you to start working with somebody I know, let me connect you. That is not called a referral. It is not powerful at all. What you do is you show someone the most powerful way to connect you, and this is how it is. You do an email, and I send this email. Let's say somebody says to me, oh, I'd like for you to connect me to someone. I say, I have a powerful outline that when you use it, you will use it forever, and it's the best way to connect people. And you say, Jane, meet John, John meet Jane. You say something about Jane. Jane is an accomplished pastry chef. You say something about John. John is a sommelier. You both have this in common, which is your love for food, your foodies, your gourmands. Then you say, I'm just getting you together because I thought it would be wonderful for you to connect. No obligation. You don't need to report back to me. I just wanted to give you the gift of connecting with each other. Amazing, amazing. What happens usually is when I introduce people, the person will email the other person and thank me. And here's the thing. When you're introducing people to people, they want to introduce you to people. There's no better way to meet more people. So that's number one, which is the who, right? The who. Let me talk about the what. So the what is I share an article of relevance, and it has nothing to do with the business that I represent and everything to do with your personal interests. So if I know Britt is a cyclist, I will share an article and I'll say, hey, Britt, I just came across this article about how cycling is the best outdoor activity for your heart health. And when I was reading it, a smile came to my face because I know how much you love cycling, just thought you would enjoy it. Wow, powerful. You have definitely made progress with that person. You've upgraded your relationship because they're acknowledging you as someone who really cares about them. So that's the what. And then the how we feel, how I feel is done beautifully through personal notes, gifts. And when you go through this process, that's a quarter right there. I'm sharing who I know with you once a month. I'm sharing what I know with you once a month. And the third month, I'm sending you a personal note, maybe a gift. And you're going to do that like clockwork once a month. And you're probably thinking, wow, everybody's going to realize that the third of the month, I'm reaching out to them. And here's the thing, they're not. They're not going to peg you for somebody who's systematically doing this. They're going to feel great. And that's number two. So I know I want to keep going right along here, and I will check in. Oops, I just want to, my power just came out of my computer here. So just want to make sure we're all powered up. And okay, let's just keep going here, and then I'll check in with my co-host because that's number two. And then now I want to speak to you about, oops, where are we? Here we go. Number three, area number three. So remember, area number one was come up with my VIP list and do my icebreaker. Number two is how do I do those 5 to 12 conversations that lead to 80% of the 100 people becoming my ambassadors. Number three is, well, my VIPs are going to cycle, right? There are people that may move, people that will fall off that list. So how do I add more people to my VIP list? And the way I do that is by doing something that's called go first. And go first happens like this. I walk out of my apartment every day feeling, guys, I'm not joking, like I am wearing angel wings. And remember through our time management module, the first thing I do in the morning is my 3 Gs. I connect with my gifts, what I'm grateful for, and my goals. So the moment I walk out of my apartment, I am living my gift. And my gift is to help people clear the distraction so they can embrace their purpose. So by me being conscious and aware and direct and connected, I'm challenging people. I'm giving them permission to be that way with themselves. So I leave my apartment and I go first. I go into the elevator, and when I feel the energy is such that I can break the ice with somebody in the elevator, I will connect to them. I'll start with a smile. I'll go with eye contact. And then mention something perhaps about their dog or what they're wearing, anything to start rapport. And I do this on subways. I am very aware of who is in my field of experience, because I believe that every single person in my field of experience has been placed there for me, for my continued growth. So this go first, ooh, I forgot the T, is so powerful. And it's how you build your VIP base. Your go first practice is what's going to have you walking out of a networking event or a social event with more value, with more connection. And that's go first. And I'm going to go to my co-host here, and we're just going to touch on what we just reviewed in the past 2 points, the past 2 lessons of this module. So there you are, Britt. So let's go. What did you think about what we just went through, which, oops, there we go. We're the 3 intangibles.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And yeah, so let's talk about that.
So the email works, the email introduction, out of the blue type of email introductions are great. I've received referrals from that. Just by, and it might not be real estate referral. It might be my cycling side of a referral. I often send relevant articles to my sphere or my VIPs, giving them information on what I know they like.
Yes.
And it does make them feel important. It makes them feel like that I'm thinking about them, which I am.
I love when I receive the numerology emails from you.
Yep.
Because that shows me what you love, and you know that that's something that I'm connected to. So right. I look forward to getting those from you.
Yeah, and it's completely, it has nothing to do with real estate. It has nothing to do with
anybody else, right? Because it's my numerology.
Exactly, right? Exactly.
I love that.
And then people love to get personal gifts or personal notes. I think the art of writing notes has gone by the wayside, and just a quick note saying, hey, I was thinking about you today. Hope you're doing well. Give me a call sometime. Let's get together. Even just that, getting a note in the mailbox is fun for a lot of people. So yeah, the 3 intangibles are wonderful. They work. They keep you front of mind. And then as far as the go first, Dawn, you're the queen of that. I've seen it on several occasions.
Remember when we went for coffee like 2 months ago and we met those amazing people, right?
Yes, yeah. And even in the elevator or anywhere we go, you definitely talk to everybody that gives you great energy. And before I know it, you have their business card and you have an appointment with them within less than 3 minutes.
Yeah, and it's so easy. And again, we talk ourselves out of this because of past conditioning, right? The projection. I think back to as children must be seen and not heard. And so many of us carry these projections, and these stories are no longer serving us.
Correct.
No longer serving us. So thank you so much for weighing in. So remember, we talked about the VIPs, right? And we talked about the icebreaker. We talked about the second piece, which is this 3 intangibles. The third piece, how do I meet new people? So we're going to go into the next 2 things, Britt, which is, I know, something that you're very interested in getting better at, and every single sales professional and person out there, the testimonials. And then also, how do we have a call to action campaign. So we're never at a loss of something of value to give to someone, right?
Yep.
So, well, let's go right, into that. And we'll move straight into those areas. So testimonials. One of the biggest questions people ask me, they ask Dawn, when is the best time to receive a testimonial from someone? And the best time is not, and I should have put together a poll here for most of you. It'd be interesting to see how you answer this. But do you think it's 2 months after you work with somebody? Do you think it's 1 week after you work with somebody? Or, and I'll give it away, this is the answer. Is it at the exact moment that they have a smile on their face because they've experienced your value? And yes, that is when we want to do it, at the exact moment. So here I am, I'm a real estate professional, and I just worked to turn around your bad credit as a client, and you now have this amazing rate because of my ability to plug you into the right program and the right mortgage broker, right? I just turned around a situation in a restaurant, your meal was cold, and I picked up the entire meal for you. So when do we do this? We want to do this when somebody experiences value. So you now will probably be saying to yourself, well, what is a powerful testimonial? I've read, I've heard testimonials that were like Dawn is great. Ooh, that's okay. Dawn's changed my life. Let me tell you the best way to step someone through articulating your value. And this is a testimonial with a capital T. So the first thing we want to get down, and we want, the best way to get a testimonial, by the way, is take out that iPhone and shoot a video. And if someone loves you, they will comply. If they're shy, you want to direct them to your industry standard for testimonials. Perhaps it's Yelp, perhaps it's Zillow. You have them in your presence, and you get that recorded in your presence, and maybe even have them sign on to their email as you send them the request from Zillow, and you step through this with them. We don't want to leave it to chance. We don't want this to be something on their to-do list, because that's giving them homework. Let's do it together with them. So what we want to do, number one, is have them state what life was like when they were either working with a competitor of yours or before they engaged you, right? So perhaps if you're a real estate professional, the person can say, before I met Dorothy, I was blindly, using Zillow, StreetEasy, all of these technologies out there to find my next apartment, and day after day finding that the apartment that I was most interested in was under contract, or just feeling really intimidated about the process, right? Number one. So what was life like before? Then B, what is so unique, what is so special about the experience they had with you? So my experience with Dawn was unlike any other coaching process I've engaged in. I've had training where I've learned concepts and techniques, yet I never implemented them because they never felt right for me. Dawn helped mold that particular process to my style. And she was with me every step of the way with extreme accountability. So I executed on that which we created together. And the third piece of that testimonial is, this is how things happen for me after we worked together. My business increased by 35%. I started attracting clients who shared my values. So instead of dreading each day, I looked forward to each appointment. Whatever that is for you. I lost 10 pounds. I started walking and meditating and have that laid out. So that is testimonial with a capital T, and such an amazing way to add to the value of who you are. And remember what we said in the personal branding module, that for me to express my financial expression of appreciation will come from me when I understand your value. When I acknowledge your value, I want to acknowledge it through my finances, through my time. So the better we're at creating value for ourselves, tooting our own horn, nobody else is going to toot it for us, the most effective way, the more appreciation, the more money, energy we'll see flow our way. So that's number 4. And number 5 is the last piece I want to share with you, which is, what is your forward motion plan? My forward motion plan is something I have on the calendar each month that I invite you to, that I tell you about. It can be an event. It can be something that happens once a month. Perhaps it's a list of all of my vendors and special offers from, you know, the neighborhood wine store, from the restaurant, the new Italian restaurant. It's something that I can offer to you in exchange for your email address. This video series that you see here is going to be something of value that I take out to the world in many different ways. And there's going to be a free offer to people who connect to me in the fall, and it will be the time management module. So my forward motion plan is to continually be out in the world with a free event around time management that will have them compelled to take the next step with me. I have a client who wants to bring fun and family and ice cream, joy and happiness to her real estate clients. So she hosts a ice cream social once a month. That's her forward motion plan. So it can be an event. It can be some kind of opt-in or giveaway like I just shared with you what I'm doing with this video series. It can be some sort of resource list that is in line with your personal branding. So this forward motion plan is a critical piece in your connection commitment. Remember, we talked about commitment. When I have something working in the background, the universe is going to meet me halfway because I'm making an effort. And all of this will fall into place. And really, at the end of the day, we're looking to take 100 people to a place where they believe we really care about them because we've expressed that. And 80% of them, this is documented, will become our ambassadors in anything we want to create, be it, you know, a bigger business, a better social life, more adventure, whatever that is for you. This is the plan. And I'm going to check in now, and please stay with me. I do have a bonus for you at the end, so please stay with me. I'm so pleased. All of you have been with me this whole time, and I'm seeing so many amazing people on this webinar with me. And I send you love, Laura, Patrice, Michelle, Helene, Gloria, all of you. And there are many more, and there's going to be many more people who see what we've just experienced here today via video. So I am so happy. When you show up for me like this live, you propel me, you give me so much energy. And so many of you have shared how this video series is having you look differently at your life and look differently at your livelihood. And I am so honored to be with you on this ride here. So I'm going to unmute Britt, we went through number 4 in number 5. So number 4 was about the testimonials. And what did you think about that process?
Well, I do know it works. I'm working on doing that for myself right now, but the video, I know it works. I just need to do it. It just needs to be special. And I know that results, it works if you do it right. It works for you. I've seen I've seen how it has worked for you. And so I'll get it done. Yeah.
And I'm getting better at it. So every single one of you who are with me, we're going to do a video together, and that's part of the process. And you're going to give me a testimonial, and you're going to practice what it is like giving testimonials. So then you're going to be on the other end of it. We're doing a role play. So I will become your client, and you will see like the beauty of curating a testimonial in a powerful way. And this will be like clockwork, and you're going to catch people. Remember, we talked about the moment to do this. This is the moment when they're basking in the glory of what they've experienced with you.
Exactly.
Yeah. We want to
be fun.
Yeah, we want to be there because that's when they're most energetic about this. And they're most comfortable about doing it too in that moment. So it's just a win-win. And then the forward motion plan. And this is something, you see me with what I committed to this month with the video series. What you committed to this month being my co-panelist. This video series will serve you in a really big way. And in sharing with people, I spoke to somebody, Laura, who's on this call with us, and she said to me, wow, I met Britt, she met you. And she's, out of the group, she was so quiet. And I was just so blown away by her energy and her eloquence and her knowledge and commitment to everything that you were going through with her. So, doing something like this gives somebody a new perspective of who you are and what you're all about. Yep.
I'm blushing, Laura.
I think she shared something with us in the chat. Yeah.
Thanks, Laura.
It's so funny. So Britt rocks. That's what she said. Oh, that's adorable. So so again, let's go back to, I just want to review everything that we shared together here today. And I want to thank my amazing, amazing co-panelists and every single one of you here live with me, because your energy has done so much for my energy here. And I really have amazing appreciation for you. And I'm going to, before we wrap up, give you a bonus and show you how you can take it to the next level with everything. I know many of you have come to me and said, wow, I see you're doing this video series. What's next? And here's what's next with, where I'm going with all of this. During the fall, you're invited to work through this content with me one-on-one, or even better, and this is what I love most, work through this as a group. And I'm going to be offering executive self-mastery as a group offering. And starting in 2017, I'm going to offer executive self-mastery as teacher training. So as you complete this, and as you are compelled to take this amazing message out to the world, you'll have an opportunity to get certified in this content, and you will have a platform where you can take your people through online learning, and you'll have the license to do that. You will have the license to use all of my content and worksheets, and basically just be open for delivering this in the way that is best for you in your voice. And I'm so excited about this because I see thousands and thousands of people out there with this message. So today, I just want to wrap up what we spoke about. We spoke about activating your VIPs and how to break the ice. Then we talked about what do I do, the 3 intangibles, right? The book yourself solid technique. Then we spoke about number 3, which is go first. Then we talked about how to get testimonials, capital T testimonials. And then the last piece was, what is my forward motion plan? What is the call to action that I can take people to on a regular basis? And I just, again, my heart is so full to be with you here this afternoon and really speak about what sales and marketing is. And sales and marketing goes beyond the spreadsheet. Sales and marketing is about your personal life, your social life, your intimate life, your philanthropic life. You know, this will work on so many levels. And I just want to wrap up here, just reminding you that you can set up a clarity call with me, a complimentary clarity call, dawnd.com/clarity. I inspire professionals who are like-minded people who really want to make a difference in the world and in their lives and step up into a more self-directed life, stop blaming, stop complaining. And I take you through a 90-day consciousness boot camp that I call Executive Self-Mastery. There will be a group opportunity to do this as well as working with me one-on-one. I recommend that you take me up on my offer to connect with me, and those of you who have worked with me in the past, this is a new level of understanding, and I am so excited about joining with you. Thank you for your time and energy, and have a great rest of the week, life, work better, live richer. Love you all. Bye now.